Welcome back to the catch up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. I am James Lynch. She is Cris Cyborg. Cris, how are you this afternoon?
I'm great. I'm happy to come on back, gentlemen. Let's start work.
Yes, it's good to have you back. I know you were away this weekend in Miami, Mayweather and Paul. How was that whole thing? That looked like it was the place to be on the weekend.
You know, I went to Miami for go to the conference of Bitcoin, about Bitcoin, and you have the opportunity to go to the fights too, you know, and I don't know, a lot of people may be back home frustrated after, you know, everybody thinking, I don't know, Mayweather going to finish the fight. But I said the 7 rounds, you know, but it was amazing, you know, amazing opportunity to be over there. Amazing opportunity to be at the conference too about Bitcoin. You know, we Bitcoin holders and in my house, and then we really learned a lot of things too. It's cool. Meet people, networking is nice.
Yeah, I saw you with a lot of fans at the Bitcoin conference. How many people came up and recognized you at the Bitcoin conference?
No, I have a lot of people. Some people look at me and they don't know it's Cyborg, like they're not sure, you know, but then came talk to me. Is then very happy, you know, to support, and I was nice, you know. I went there for learning more, and a lot of people there very, very happy and learning too. It's very cool.
And just quickly, you mentioned Mayweather and Paul. How many other fighters did you see there? Because it seemed like a lot of people came out to watch that fight, the boxing fight, the exhibition.
You know, I have a lot of boxing, you know, boxing fighters, legends. Have a lot of hip hop people, you know. Have a lot of people. Whole people go over there to watch. Have a lot of fighters, you know, from Bellator too. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, though. A lot going on in the fight world right now. Claressa Shields, your good friend, she's going to be making her debut coming up here on Thursday for PFL. When was the last time you spoke to her? Because I know, obviously, you two have been in touch.
You know, we've been texting each other, I think, last night.
Oh, cool.
You know, I'm very excited to her. You know, I saw her video dancing for Make the Last Pound and for Cut the Last Pound. You know, I'm happy for her. It's a really new chapter of her career, you know, different things. And she's ready, she learned, she's, you know, trained hard. It's no easy, you know, her first fight, but, you know, I talked to her and she prepared well and she's ready to go.
Yeah, it should be a good fight. She's taking on Brittany Elkin, who I actually had a chance to speak to. Brittany's fought Kayla Harrison. She's been in there with some of the best. She's got 9 fights to her record. How do you think Claressa will do? Because we know her stand-up's good. You know, obviously the takedown defense is going to be interesting to see if there's, you know, once that first takedown, if Brittany is able to get one. But what are you expecting with Claressa on as someone who's trained with her before?
You know, Claressa, she's going to fight on girl, have a lot of experience, you know, have a lot of time in the ring. You know, we can say it's a big challenge for her too, you know, and I think she's brown belt jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. You know, Claressa, it's black belt is strike boxing, you know, if you think about it.
Right.
And you know, it have to be smart, this fight, mm-hmm. You know, and use the opportunity to keep a distance. But I know she's doing very good training, you know, with Holly Holm. Holly Holm came to the boxing to MMA, and for sure, you know, she's having good advice, you know, for Claressa. But she's gonna fight one girl, a lot of experience. You know, we cannot say anything like she should have a lot of experience and a lot of fights.
And speaking of fights, Bellator is back. I'm excited. Friday, we got that really awesome welterweight title fight between Douglas Lima and the undefeated fighter Amosov. What are you expecting in this one? Who do you think wins? I know probably a little siding on the Brazilian here with Douglas Lima, but I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a good challenge for Douglas Lima.
You know, of course I'm going to be beside the Brazilian, you know, but I know it's going to be ready. You know, Douglas Lima working hard and training, and you know the opportunities don't come all the time, and he's going to be ready to do this match. And I'm excited to watch this fight too.
And it's a big weekend for Brazil. In the UFC, yeah. We've got Davison Figueiredo defending his title against Brandon Moreno. They had that awesome fight of the year last year. It ended up in a draw. Do you see Davison getting the win this time? What are your thoughts on that flyweight title fight coming up here on Saturday?
No, Davison Figueiredo, I'm very excited to watch him. You know, another Brazilian. And it's exciting fight too, fast and technical. And for sure he's ready for defending the title. And it'll be a great fight.
And then the main event, UFC 263, Israel Adesanya, Marvin Vettori. Before I talk about that fight, have you had a chance to see Marvin or train with him? Because he's at King's MMA, which is a camp that I know you've spent some time at with Rafael Cordeiro.
You know, my last camp, I know being too much at the Kings, you know, against Les Smith. But I went a couple of times that I know he's been working, been training. You know, the one thing about him, he's not just training when he has that fight. He's training all the time. So he's getting improve his game all the time. He's not going to be back the same way they fight each other before. You know, because because he stay in the gym all the time. He's not just want to have a camp, you know. And this is the one good point for him. And he's ready. He's young. He's want to get his opportunity. And for sure, he's going to have to fight now as Adesanya. You know, it's a great fight.
Yeah, I'm really interested in it. Adesanya obviously has the win over Vettori from a couple years ago. They're both different fighters, though, right? I mean, Adesanya went on to win the title. Vettori hasn't lost since that fight, so very intrigued by that. And also just the fact that Adesanya's coming off a loss. I know it was a different weight class, but you do wonder if that weighs on him a bit. How do you expect Saturday's main event to go? Because it's going to be a really good fight.
You know, Marvin been training hard, you know the same. The first fight, they're not the same. And his last fight, you see how Marvin take it out the whole time, you know, the last fight. It's going to be a dangerous fight for Israel Adesanya, you know. And let's see how's it work, you know. I'm training Kings, you know, I'm going to be support the team. But Israel is going to be ready. It's going to be a great fight. I'm excited to watch.
And a bit of history, too. If Marvin wins, he'll be the first Italian champion, UFC champion. So that there's a lot on the line here as well for Saturday's main event.
Yes.
We mentioned Bellator earlier. What about you? What's next? We're hearing Cat Zingano. Any updates on when you could have your next fight in the Bellator cage?
No, after my fight, I'm gonna, you know, I was talk to Scott and I asked for a Cat Zingano. You know, I'm waiting, you know, are they being talked to Scott and see what's the next for me. You know, I just keep training and be ready for the next. Soon or later, you know, I'm happy for the next and wait who's the next challenge. I believe she's the next challenge in the next container. She's been winning the fights, and I believe she's number one.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. If it does come to fruition, we'll see what happens. But let me ask you this. When would you like to fight again? Do you have a time in mind of when you would like to have your next fight?
You know, I think I hear about maybe we're going to have an event here in LA. I would say maybe I'd like to fight as close to the house and nice. But, you know, I leave to Bellator and Scott see what's good for me. But, you know, I always have to be ready and wait for the next opportunity. Just be training, you know, just be training.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We got to do our Portuguese saying of the week. I figured because it's getting a little bit warmer, maybe we'd stick with, you know, something outdoors. So how about swimming? So how would I say, let's go swimming?
Vamos
nadar.
Yes.
Vamos nadar.
Yes.
There we go. That's probably the easiest one I've done. There we go. That's good.
Summer now. We're going to say vamos nadar.
Vamos, yeah, exactly. So I'll be able to cool off if I ever go to Brazil. That's really good as well. Before we go, a couple things. How was that event? Your promotion that happened a few weeks ago. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. How did the event go?
You know, the event going great. You know, I was really thankful for all the support, all the sponsor went with us. And, you know, the next event is going to be the who's the winner going to go sign it to Bellator.
That's right.
You know, the Grand Prix. And next time we talk, I'm going to have all the numbers for shout out, the name for shout out, everyone fight to their event. And I'm really happy, you know, I'm really happy, thankful for my brother Rafael, you know, for be promoted the fight, be present every time, and everybody help, especially now, you know, in Brazil is very bad about COVID. We have to follow all the protocol, everything, you know, for the fight, make the fight happen. But, you know, I'm happy the fighters can fight, and, you know, and be action, you know, this is important.
Yeah, and credit to you as well, because I know you're using your platform to bring awareness to the promotion and getting those fighters some exposure. So really excited to see who ends up winning those upcoming fights, and then we will be seeing them in Bellator. So really excited about that.
Yes.
Before we go, got to mention the premium service on CrisCyborg.com. For less than a cup of coffee, you can get access to all this premium content, behind-the-scenes stuff, Q&As. Anything you got coming up on the Q&As or anything behind the scenes you can share with us?
Hey guys, go check it out my site, website. Sign up for Cyber Premium. You know, we've been talking, you know, more time is in 1 time per month. Probably now we don't know next fight, but probably we're gonna upgrade for 2 times. And I'm excited to share, you know, be with you, talk about everything. Any question you guys have, it can be, you know, with me in the chat. And it's nice, you know, it's nice to share the moment with my fans.
Yes, it's great, especially we're still in a pandemic, so it's good that you're still able to connect with the fans and all that as well. Before you go, our audience want to remind people, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If there's any topics you want us to cover for one of the shows, we do the show every Tuesday, please let us know in the comments or message Chris on Twitter. We're always open to talking about different stuff here on The Catch Up. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports. We'll see you next Tuesday. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.